Women's basketball dominates the Beagley Center.
And baseball wins big in Houston.
All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown. Welcome into the Penguin Rundown. I'm Christina Sainovich alongside Katie Rogers-Videla. Katie, the baseball team had a really nice weekend going down to Houston and winning the series.
Yeah, I'm excited to see softball. They've had a week off, but they have a 3-game tournament this weekend, so hopefully they can bring home some wins.
Absolutely. And before we get into any of that, I think you're going to start us off with some football.
YSU announced the new head coach of the football team, Doug Phillips. The new coach is returning to YSU, fondly remembering the days he spent as a graduate assistant under former coach and current president Jim Tressel. Phillips has been coaching for the University of Cincinnati, shifting from special teams coordinator to running backs coach. Here's some of Phillips's first press conference as head coach.
I'm just excited to get started and to be able to go in and talk to the players. Again, that was special to me, but now we got to get to work, and I told them, the Youngstown way to me is, we got to go out and earn it. Nothing's given to us. We got to go take it. We got to own it. What do I mean by that? When we turn on the camera and we watch and film, we got to own what we put on that field. And then the last thing is you got to represent that block Y, and you have it on your chest, and we got to represent it and put a great quality product on the field and represent the Mahoning Valley.
Men's basketball split the weekend on the road with a win over Detroit Mercy and a loss to Oakland. Up first on Thursday, the Gwins defeated the Titans 76-72. Junior Garrett Covington was the leading scorer with 16 points. 4 other Penguins also scored in double digits. Junior Nas Bohannon dropped 13 points and recorded 8 rebounds. On Saturday, the men dropped this one against Oakland 72-64. Senior Devin Morgan continued to stay hot as he dropped 20 points in the game with 6 made three-pointers. Bohannon had his 6th double-double of the season with 11 points and 11 rebounds. The Penguins are now 15-11 overall and 8-6 in the Horizon League. As the momentum continues to roll, head coach Jared Calhoun and Bohannon were asked if they've begun playing playoff basketball.
It's a great analogy. I mean, that's really what this is. I mean, we're one win away from a postseason berth. Probably just a couple wins away from at least hosting a first round, possibly the second round. It should be. I know that's how I'm approaching it.
For us, Coach called it the gauntlet yesterday and even after the game. And I just try to get the guys to understand the importance about it. We got 4 games. We can go out with a bang. They can either change us, we can win all 4, go 19-12. Everybody will be talking about us. We can lose all 4 and be 15-16, and then everybody will talk about us in a negative way.
The men are home for the final time this regular season tonight and Saturday. Tonight, the league-leading Wright State Raiders come into town and tip-off is set for 7 p.m. On Saturday, the Gwins face off against Northern Kentucky at 2 p.m. Be sure to head out to the Beagley Center and support the men.
It was a big weekend for the women's basketball team as they took down local and Horizon League rival, the Cleveland State Vikings. The Saturday showdown was held at the Beagley Center, the 3rd game of the Penguins' 5-game homestand. The Penguins honored breast cancer awareness with pink uniforms. YSU successfully ended a 6-game losing skid, defeating Cleveland State 84-72. In the win, the Penguins had 5 players score in double digits. Leading the way was junior McKenna Peters, who dropped 18 points, 7 rebounds, and an assist. Freshman Jen Wendler and Quinice Hatcher each scored 14 points respectively, while Wendler and redshirt freshman Taylor Pettit led the team in rebounds with 8. Junior Chelsea Olsen and freshman Maddie Shires each scored 12 points. With her 3rd three-pointer in the game, Shires broke the record for threes made in a season by a freshman. The record now sits at 53 with 4 games left in the regular season. Here's what Shires and head coach John Barnes had to say about the record-breaking performance.
It's really sweet. I just do my part for my team. My part is just shoot the ball when I'm open and hit shots when I can. But knowing that a lot of great shooters go through here, it's just even sweeter.
Honestly, it's unbelievable because we're our offense just really doesn't resemble what it has the last 7 years. You know, we don't throw it inside all the time and get those inside-out shots. I mean, we rarely get those. So for her to be able to do what she's done in a dribble drive offense and, a lot of different ball screen offenses and is pretty amazing. I mean, she's going to make a lot of threes over the next 4 years.
Up next for the women's basketball team are the final 2 games in their homestand. Tomorrow, the Gwins will face the Detroit Mercy Titans. Their final home game of the regular season will be Sunday, with the Oakland Golden Grizzlies coming to the Beagley Center.
The YSU track and field team just can't quit. The Gwins first saw success at the Doug Raymond National Qualifier at Kent State. Combined, the men and women had 7 top 5 finishes on day 1. For the men, senior Myron Anderson took the runner-up spot in the 60-meter hurdles. Leading the way for the women, sophomore Sarithia Henderson snatched 3rd in the 200-meter dash. In pole vault, freshman Aaron Bogard came in 3rd, followed closely by Caitlin Griffey in 5th. Senior Chantel Fills finished 3rd in the long jump. We caught up with athlete Jalea Elliott, who ran the 60-meter dash.
Basically, just like my overall race, my start, my finish, trying to get my time a little bit, so I can sneak up there and make nationals before conference. So.
On the second day of competition, the Gwins kept their steady stride. Up-and-coming freshman Blaine Brockschmidt cleared the bar in pole vault at 4.92 meters, which set the school record. A bit further from home at the Iowa State Classic, junior Nicole Squatrito set a new program record in the 800-meter dash. In light of their accomplishments, both Brockschmidt and Squatrito were awarded with Horizon League honors. Up next, the team will be turning heads at the Al Campbell Invite this Friday. Then they'll head to the Horizon League Championships for the final chance to win it all.
Now we're going to send it over to Monica and Dom, who have more on the track and field team live from the Watts.
It's a busy day here at the Watts. On the turf, you've got the softball and baseball team. But behind us, on the track, you got some runners from the track and field team getting themselves ready for the upcoming Horizon League Championships. Monica, as a whole, this track and field group is unbelievable.
They are very, very impressive. They put the work in, and they have proven time in and time out that they are one of, if not the best program on Youngstown State's campus.
Absolutely. And now let's talk about some individual performers here. One of them is Colin Harden. He had big shoes to fill. I mean, he had Chad Zallo in front of him, dominating every race, and now he has to take on that challenge. And he's done a good job so far.
He really has. He stepped up to the plate. Colin Harden is lucky enough to have had worked with Chad Zallo in the past and kind of learned from him, and he has showed that he is ready, he is here to compete, and he has done so that way so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the women's side of the sprints and hurdles, Jalea Elliott has been untouchable. Unbelievable performer, Jalea Elliott.
Jalea Elliott is someone whose name that we are hearing every time that they compete. It's Jalea Elliott, it's Jalea Elliott. She is out here winning every single race that she's competing in. She is someone, too, who has won multiple Women's Horizon League Runner of the Week awards. And I'm just really excited to see how she competes in the championships and how she takes that performance to the outdoor season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving on to distance runners, Sean Peterson and Nicole Squatrito have both been getting Horizon League honors as well. So, I mean, it's all across the board for this program.
That is something that's very impressive about this program. We covered hurdles, we covered sprinters. Now we're talking about distance, and every single week we're winning those awards, those Horizon League Runner of the Week or Performer of the Week honors. We are blowing our competition out the water.
Yeah, absolutely. And, upcoming is the Horizon League Championships. And the women have won 3 of the last 4. The men have won 3. I mean, this program, all they do is strive for the championship, and they get it each year.
You can tell by just how hard that they have been working. They're in here all the time, getting ready for that competition, and I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to come out here, they're going to compete, and they're going to bring that title back home to YSU.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a program, you can hear it behind us. They work really hard. They're running constantly. This program, they're ready to go for another title.
I'm really excited to see how they compete in the indoor championships, but you just got to think, too, they're only about to compete in the indoor championships, and then we still got the outdoor season as well. So we're not going to stop hearing these names for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. And that's going to do it for us here at the Watts. Let's send it back over to the studio.
The baseball team had a great start to the season, starting off at 2-1. They traveled all the way to Houston to face against the Cougars in a 3-game series. The Gwins fell 7-3 in the first game against Houston, but pulled off a 6-3 win over the Cougars in Game 2. The hero on Day 2 was Steven DeSanio, who hit a 3-run home run at the top of the 11th to eventually give them the win. This was DeSanio's second homer of the game. He hit a 2-run inside the park home run in the 6th inning. DeSanio went 3 for 5, hitting a single and 2 home runs and set a new career high with 5 RBIs. Redshirt senior pitcher Colin Floyd had an impressive outing, allowing only 2 hits on solo home runs and struck out 8 batters in 7 innings. He was named the Horizon League Pitcher of the Week for the second time in his career. Floyd currently ranks 8th in school history with 197 strikeouts. YSU pitchers held the Cougars to 3 solo home runs and were able to punch out 15 batters. The team topped off the series with another win, defeating the Cougars 8-6. Freshman Andre Good led the team to a 10th inning comeback victory to put the Gwins at 2-1 for the first time since 2001. Good went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs, 3 runs scored, and 4 RBIs in his first game. Braden O'Shaughnessy recorded 3 RBIs with his 3-1 home run in the 9th. He and DeSanio both had 2 hits. Here's what head coach Dan Bertolini had to say about the season opening series.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought overall it was just 3 great college baseball games, and really proud of the group. We were able to fight through some adversity. You know, we had the lead, we blew it on Friday. We're in a dogfight on Saturday, had the lead. They came back and tied it. And we were able to come through in extra innings both days. So going with a 6-2 disadvantage going into the 9th inning, it was a great win for us. A lot of confidence going into this weekend.
The YSU baseball team will be back in action tomorrow to start a 3-game series at the College of Charleston. First pitch is set for 4 p.m.
Women's bowling took on the Midwinter Invitational this past weekend and placed 8th overall. The Gwins started out with wins against their first 2 teams, ending the first day of qualifying 3-2 in matches. Records were broken Saturday as Emma Dockery started off bowling at .267 in her first game, breaking the previous school record of .258. Following soon after was a school record game of 1,117 total pinfall and a team match. These led to high spirits in the following games, leading the Lady Gwins to a 3-1 set in head-to-head team matches the second day of match play. Bowling finished up their weekend Sunday in 2 of 1 in the best-of-7 brackets. Bowling will next be headed to Lincoln, Nebraska, February 28th to compete in the Big Red Invitational.
The swim and dive team traveled to Oakland, Michigan this week to compete in the Horizon League Conference Championships. The meet began yesterday and will continue through Saturday. The women will look to improve on last season's last place finish at the meet. This will be the men's first conference championship in school history. The Gwins look to breaststroker Tiffany St. Giles and butterflyer Wilson Cannon to lead the team this weekend. Watch the meet on ESPN3 and tune in next week for results.
The Youngstown State men's tennis team was in action at the Shadow Valley Tennis Club this past Saturday. The men were defeated by Toledo 5-2 as the Gwins were only able to earn 2 singles wins. Vasilis Vardakis and Eric Graham each picked up wins in their matches. Vardakis won his match in straight sets, and the Penguins will be back in action this Friday as the men travel to Western Michigan. First service set for 11 a.m. And now it's time for our Play of the Week. We're going to send it over to Richie Giuliano, who has more.
Thanks, guys. This week's Play of the Week comes from Andre Good of the Youngstown State baseball team. Let's send it over to Houston, Texas, and see what he did. Here we go. Youngstown State trailing by 1 in the 9th inning. Andre Good up to the plate in his collegiate debut. He hits this one deep into left center. Can they catch it? No, they cannot. This one is over the wall. Andre Good ties the ball game up at 6 in the 9th inning. And then later in the 11th, Andre Good would deliver once again with a 2 RBI single to take the lead and give Youngstown State the win 8-6. We want to congratulate Andre Good on such a great performance, as well as the Youngstown State baseball team in such a big win in Houston. Christina, Katie, back to you guys.
Thanks, Richie, and that'll just about do it for us here at the Penguin Rundown. For news, highlights, and more, be sure to check out YSUsports.com and follow us on social media on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter, all at Penguin Rundown 1. I'm Christina Sainovich.
I'm Katie Rogers-Videla.
See you next Thursday, Penguin Nation.